Every day, the Brigham Young University campus is alive with the perpetual motion and creative energy of students, rushing to classes, searching for answers, practicing and perfecting, standing for truth, and wearing themselves out with hard work and occasionally a little fun. Students are the heart of BYU. They constantly amaze and inspire me with their potential, enthusiasm, and faith. The moments that students spend here on campus are precious and fleeting. Yet this brief period of time lays the foundation for their personal and professional lives. We want students here to have every opportunity to succeed and to be inspired in their life's work. We recognize that education doesn't always take place in a classroom or even on a campus.
We're doing archaeology.
Hands-on experiences help students to gain perspective and to become excited about learning. We want more of our students to have these opportunities.
And now we're going to put him back in his den.
In partnership with our exceptional faculty, we're making an increased investment in students with an Inspiring Learning initiative. While the term may not be familiar, Inspiring Learning has been part of our institutional DNA from the beginning. It encompasses many things: mentoring, experiential learning, and innovative teaching. I like to think of Inspiring Learning as the spark that ignites a student's passion for learning and illuminates a life course. I hope we inspire our students to learn, and I hope that learning leads to inspiration. Here are some ways that Inspiring Learning is changing the lives of students.
My story begins with an avocado. When the BYU competition was introduced, they told us about these small-scale farmers throughout South America that don't have the means to export fruits internationally.
So what First Rasa does is they actually go in and they teach these farmers how to farm in a way that allows them to meet international standards.
And the CEO invited me. He said, would you be willing to go down to South America this summer and implement your ideas? So my wife and I got married the very first day of finals. We took a 2-day honeymoon.
And then I graduated the very next day.
And then 12 hours after she graduated, we were on a plane to Peru. We were spending our honeymoon in a sweaty banana farm.
Definitely one of the crazier things I've ever done in my life.
In the first 30 days of our internship, we lived in 13 different places. And we were interviewing farmers, writing surveys, looking through data charts.
We as humans can help one another. Though we live in faraway places and though we don't always understand the challenges that others face, there's a way for us to help.
We don't need to be in the spotlight necessarily, but we do need to be making an impact with the talents we've been blessed with.
There's a quote on campus that says, learning a language makes you worth two. Study abroad can offer a lot more than just language acquisition. The love of the people and food and culture and music even. Once a week I would go and teach refugees English. I was selected as one of the winners for the Many Languages One World competition. I got to go to New York and speak at the UN. It was a little nerve-wracking. At one point, I looked out and saw an Arabic-speaking UN worker, and he looked out and gave me a thumbs up, so that was kind of encouraging to see that. Learning Arabic gave me a great outlook on life and also helped me to have empathy for another people.
They say that journalism is history's first rough draft, and being at the nation's capital on election night was like seeing history unfold up close. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for a student journalist to go to the White House, see people's reactions, and talk to people. You can't become a good journalist sitting in a classroom. You have to be out in the field. The Washington, D.C. trip was funded by an anonymous donor, and we would not have been able to go without that help. Being there really gave me the confidence that I can do this. I will be fully prepared to be a professional.
In Washington, Alex Burch, Vote Utah 2016.
Our lab has a lot of really cool innovation going on. We're taking these origami devices and we're using them for applications that people wouldn't have originally thought of.
The origami is interesting because it involves so many different mechanisms that we can't think of in other ways.
Origami can be used in space applications, in medical devices, and for homeland security. When I was a freshman, I got involved with freshman mentorships for women. And then I worked on this origami solar array with a PhD student, Shannon. And the idea is that it would fold up and fit inside of a rocket and then deploy once they got into space. I think it's cool that you can make things that are both beautiful and useful. And origami is one way to do that.
First project I came into on the lab was an origami-based ballistic or bulletproof barrier. The law enforcement officials are looking for something that's portable and quick to set up. Probably the most rewarding thing was when we just set it out there on the firing range and just hit it with 20 bullets. So it just absorbed all the bullets, didn't reflect any out.
When I was a freshman, I had a grad student mentoring me, and now I am mentoring other students. BYU does a really great job of getting undergrad students involved with research, and that helped me get the experience that I needed to go work for NASA. All the programs that I've been involved with have really expanded my view of my own potential of what I can do and where I can go in life.
The LIAHONA Children Foundation works with children in the Philippines. So they have a community outreach, and when they do find children that are malnourished, they give them these supplements. And people would be lined up at the church door when we got there. It's an internship through the sociology department, and they send students there to evaluate how organizations are doing and how they can get from their current practice to maybe the next best practice. This experience has changed how I view education as a whole. It put a human face to what I was studying.
If you look back at my family tree, you'll see that it is plagued with brain disorders, ranging from mental illness to Alzheimer's.
My goal and hope is to find solutions.
There's been a gene that we have identified and has implications for Alzheimer's prevention and treatment.
Kenny is such a deserving student. He's committed to his research in Alzheimer's disease. He's committed to his education in neuroscience.
Good, I've got something for you from the ORCA office.
Really?
I want you to take a look at it.
Oh, awesome.
Sure. What did it say?
Dear Kenny Reed, the Office of Research and Creative Activities, ORCA, is pleased to inform you that you have been awarded a 2017 ORCA grant.
That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a blessing to be here, but it hasn't been easy, academically or financially. My family works as hard as they can, but it's not easy to provide for 4 boys. I think about my parents and how much they've done for me and and so to receive even $1,500 it's really such a blessing.
There's nearly 24 undergraduates that work in my lab. When you see the quality of students that walk into my office and that work in this lab, you can't help but be excited about what's in store for BYU and for the church and for the world.
Straight touch. My gosh, you are such great African dancers. Wonderful.
What an incredible opportunity for students to work with world-class faculty from colleges all across campus. These collaborations energize and transform the BYU student experience, and they spark innovative thinking and creativity for both students and faculty.
Enter to learn, go forth to serve. That's what I'm talking about.
Expanding these programs to serve more of our students is one of my top priorities as president of BYU. Our students are the leaders and problem solvers of the next generation. In the future, they will play a critical role in their families, the church, their communities, and the world. We want the BYU experience to prepare them for that bright future, to be an inspiring source of light and truth throughout their lives.
Inspiring learning is loving what you learn.
Inspiring learning is pursuing your passion.
Inspiring learning is using your education to help others.
Inspiring learning is living what you learn.
Inspiring learning is learning to tell your story.
Inspiring learning is becoming as you learn.
Inspiring learning is realizing who I am and who I'm meant to be.
When I look at the scared, inexperienced freshman that I was and compare that to the engineer that I am now, that's inspiring learning.